with the Ron and Fez Show, and make sure you join us when we broadcast live. Do the show live from Dave & Buster's Thursday, August 12th in Bethesda, Maryland at the White Flint Mall.
That's going to be a lot of fun, Fezzy. We're having a pool party. That's a billiard party, our second annual one. If you can shoot the stick, just write to us at ronandfez@AOL.com, ronandfez@AOL.com, and we'll set you up with our tournament.
And also Value City Furniture of Falls Church. They're going to pimp out someone's living room just in time for football season. That's going to include furniture, painting supplies and labor, window treatments, and their own Raphael giving you his design expertise.
So just write into Ron and Fez at AOL, pimp my living room, and off you go on that one. ronandfez@AOL.com.
Rapper Jadakiss has been getting heat for his song Why because he blames Bush for 9/11.
What is his name?
Jadakiss.
Okay.
But he says it's just a metaphor, Ronnie.
Yes, it's just a metaphor, Fezzy, for society.
It's a metaphor for what? He says he knocked down the towers.
That's a metaphor for the way that he believes that Bush actually knocked down the towers.
All right, the towers weren't symbolic, Jadakiss. They were real towers. When you say he knocked down the towers, you mean he knocked down the towers.
He means he knocked down the towers of our hearts.
No, he doesn't.
It's a metaphor.
Boy, that excuse will just get you about out of any problem, won't it? Yeah. I'll tell you this Jadakiss, he will not be playing the Aladdin.
No, he'll never work Vegas. I'm telling you right now, Fezzy, he ain't going to be able to pull it off. But I do, I haven't heard this song. I don't hip-hop out as much as I really would like to right now. It's all still 70s funk and soul for me. But other than that, I have no problem with the song. I understand a lot of stations are playing it, and they've just taken out the verse.
Just don't play it.
Where Bush knocked down the towers.
Usually I need a metaphor explained to me. This one I get pretty easily.
Yeah, that one you got. The metaphor is that he actually did it. All right, after starting 2 wars, President Bush told Iowa voters today, I want to be the peace president.
This is like when you get a child who, little kids running around you and they want to be like you.
Yeah.
And it's like you say, you know what, I like pizza. I like pizza too.
Yeah.
So I want to be peace president too.
He wants to be the peace president. I hope he makes it. It would be the greatest thing if he could make it that.
Has anyone explained to him you have to stop invading countries to become the peace president?
I think he would have an easier time becoming the smart president, actually, more than he would the peace president. Wait a minute, I just found out I can no longer work the Aladdin. And I didn't want to work here anymore. And that's why I said it.
Show him to the bus.
Yeah.
Take him to his tour bus.
Cameron and Alan are going to be pulling me out of here by my elbows.
So the president, just back in February, was really pushing the fact that he's a wartime president.
Yeah.
So
he'd like to get rid of that. That doesn't work too good.
It's the cake and eat it too campaign, 04.
No, I'm starving. Why would you bring up cake right after dinner when I had nothing for dessert? John Kerry is being advised to start bringing his dog on the campaign trail with him, Fez, because voters sure like it.
Well, I don't know if his wife's going to be able to do that. She's got such a busy schedule.
You feel good about saying like that, calling somebody else's wife a dog?
Yeah, a little bit.
What if I said that about Buzz?
Buzz is no dog. Buzz Burbank is a professional curly-haired wonder newsman.
It's just a metaphor, Fezzy, to let you know how that would hurt the president. It's really odd that, and I mean it's almost embarrassing, but we do like our presidents to have dogs. It looks, you see every one of those guys all the way. I know Kennedy, I think Eisenhower had a dog, but you never see a president with a cat sitting on his lap, just sitting there and petting it.
Even when we did have a cat in the White House, that was Chelsea's cat.
Yeah, no one's allowed to say, this is my cat. You can't get off Air Force One carrying a cat under your arm.
You're going to look like Zsa Zsa Gabor. You try to pull something like that.
You'd be better off having a D under each arm as you're trying to walk off there. Why do you think that we want to see the guy with a big dog?
It just seems like if a person that likes dogs can't be all bad.
It's really odd, though, and I mean, it's really embarrassing that we'll go, dog.
Yeah.
It's really embarrassing. Oh, he likes his dog.
Well, didn't Clinton go out and get Buddy, the big lab, when he was, like, in some sort of trouble?
Yeah,
Isn't that when Buddy showed up?
I'm not sure about that. I do know that the dog got hit by a car once he moved to New York, and they never said who was driving it. But he acted like he was crushed when it happened.
And then he said after the Monica Lewinsky thing that Buddy was his only friend in the White House.
Just Buddy. Just me and my buddy.
And see, people can relate to that when you feel like a dog is your only friend in the world.
Yeah, no dog's ever going to say, "What did you do at work today?" No dog is going to go in that angle. They just dumb love you.
A group of young GOP conservatives called Protest Warriors plan to protest the protesters at the GOP convention. Is this going to get out of hand?
Oh, no, Fezzi. These protest warriors, we used to call them when we were younger, skinheads. I think that this is just going to make everything go smoother at the GOP convention. I would hate to be in New York during this convention. I would not be crazy about being in Boston during the Democratic convention, but New York, a little island, people protesting, terrorists have got to be lurking about. And now here comes the protest warriors, just so that the protests themselves become a little uglier and more of a problem for the cops.
Yeah, because what will happen is then we'll get people protesting the people protesting the protesters.
Yeah, when you're out protesting, the last thing you need anybody to do is yell at your side sucks. You already are with a big group of people, and it's just trouble.
And I haven't heard anything out of New York where they're going to try to accommodate any protesters. You know, they wanted to meet in Central Park, and they said, no, you're not allowed to walk on the grass.
Yeah. Now, Boston has set up a place for their protesters to go, and then those people are actually mad about that, going, how is it a protest if you tell us this is the protest zone? How are we coming here and disrupting things? That's what our plan is.
It can't be a protest if no one can hear us screaming our protest cries.
Yes, we've set up a place for you, just 8 small blocks away from everything.
Everyone is designated to protest in their own home. Yell as loudly as you want from there, please.
We're here to shut this down. Well, not here. You have to move over into the designated area and then have a sit-down strike over there.
They're at the Fleet Center in Boston just going, do you hear something?
Something far away. We're going to stop trucks from running through this empty field. That's why we're all laying down now.
It's Horton Hears a Who.
But I do hope that, you know, that people respect what the police have to go through that week. And it's not helping having the protest warriors show up and be yelling at the other protesters and getting a couple people spitting and slapping back and forth.
Well, the young conservatives, I just want to see how much of a warrior they really are.
I'm going to tell you right now, those skinheads, they're very conservative, Fez, and they will throw hands. Don't think that you're looking at yuppies when the skinheads show up.
Newsweek is reporting allegations that the new Iraqi president, Ayale, has already shot 7 political opponents, ordered 2 others killed, and chopped off a suspect's hand with an axe. Does this sound like anyone we used to know in Iraq?
You think maybe it's time we went back into Iraq and got this guy out of there?
Regime change! It's like playing musical chairs. When we yell regime change, whoever's sitting in the big chair at the end wins.
Well, I mean, just think to yourself, Fez, who else is going to be able to take over this country? You've got to have another mad dog. Fraser Crane isn't going to be able to get there and calm those people down.
Now, the White House has denied the axe story. And others are saying that this new Iraqi president planted that story himself just to sound like a tough guy in the papers.
We just want everybody to know he's just making that up. He's talking crazy. He never cut anybody's hand off with an axe.
So here to get over, you have to be seen with the dog.
Yeah.
There to get over, you really have to be seen holding a severed hand. Get this shot for the papers.
All right, we're going to take a break. Back in just a few minutes, it's the Ron and Fez Show.